The Martin de Porres Center is pleased to present this exhibit of works by Latino artists. Curated by Rosa Rojas, the exhibit is entitled Finding Our Way, suggesting that each artist is using art as the tool for exploration of self and world. In her paper art, tinted by pigments from animals and plants, Elena Osterwalder is discovering processes used by an ancient culture, creating new experiences for herself and the viewer.
My name is Elena Osterwalder. I was born and raised in Mexico City. I have a Swiss father and a Greek mother, but I lived all of my life till I got married in Mexico, so I consider myself a Mexican. I have been an artist since I can remember. Ever since I was a little girl, I was drawing or playing with clay or doing something with my hands. So I was born an artist. I came into the United States in 1970 with my husband. I attended Columbus College of Art and Design for 5 years, left in 1975, and has been working professionally since then. For 30 years, I concentrated doing oils on canvas and on paper with the intention of learning color. 8 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I made the decision at that time that it was not a wise decision to consider with the oils and the cadmiums, which are already carcinomas. So I took a trip to Mexico, to Oaxaca especially, where the natives, whilst they were teaching me how to make handmade paper, they opened the door to the organic colors that have been used by the pre-Hispanic natives and are still in use in some parts in Mexico. Gold. It's a painting done on a mate paper and dyed with turmeric. A mate paper is the paper made out of mulberry tree by the natives in San Pablito, Puebla. Turmeric is a spice that comes from India, although it is known to be growing in Mexico too. Forbidden Land is on 100% cotton paper made by the natives in Oaxaca. It's cochineal dye. It is called Forbidden Land because it has a cross in the back, and the cochineal gray leaves it an idea of barren land. Fire is on a mate paper made in San Pablito, Puebla, and the organic dye was made by cochineal, and it is two different papers, one on top of the other. The dye broke the paper, and I love that, so I can let the underneath part show. Burnt ash is made with a mate paper from San Pablito, and the dye was made with palo de Campeche, which is a tree from the state of Campeche in Mexico, and it can be very dark or it can be very brown depending on the tree. Tonos de Bugambilia is made on cotton paper made in Oaxaca. The dye is also cochineal and water soluble, and it is one of my first attempts at making dye, so the color is still not as strong as it is on fire. Iron ore was made with cotton paper made by the natives in Oaxaca. This particular one has organic dyes on top of oil, and it was burnt with vinegar. It is the only one that I have that still has the oils underneath. The basis of all of the organic dyes is cochineal. Cochineal is an insect that grows in the cacti of Mexico. The Spaniards discovered it in 1510 when they arrived in Mexico, and for 4 centuries, Spain had the monopoly of the red dye in the world. It was not until 1880s or 1890s when the colors that we are now using, which are based on coal, were discovered, that the cochineal, that they lost the monopoly at the time, and actually the colors went at that time to Germany because they had an awful lot of coal. All of the colors that we now have, which are base coal, are not really truly ecological, and we are having a lot of problems with reactives and dispersed colors. The cochineal is so beautiful because you can get grays, you can get oranges, you can get purples, you can get reds, and it all depends on what you add as a mordant to the cochineal. If you put lemon as in lime, lime as in lemon, you get a red. If you put in cream of tartar, you get an orange. If you put in soda ash, you get a purple. And it's just fascinating to see how the cochineal reacts to all of these colors.
The Martin de Porres Center is located at St. Mary of the Springs in Columbus, Ohio. In 2004, the Dominican Sisters of St. Mary of the Springs established the center for outreach to the community. The center offers a variety of programming with the intention of providing opportunities for people of all faith traditions to grow in relationship to God, to themselves, to other people, and to all of God's creation. We also have an arts program.